Welcome to the Panasonic studio at the Toronto International Film Festival. Damsels in Distress is director Whit Stillman's first film in 13 years following the last days of disco. It's the story of three young women who revolutionize life at a grungy American liberal arts college. Whit Stillman, congratulations on the film.
Thanks a lot.
Let's talk a little bit about the genesis of this story.
Yeah.
It's an unusual story, a little bit. It's set in a liberal arts university, but it's not. I always say about sports movies, the great sports movies are never about sports. You know, the great sort of university set story, they're not about, it's not, this is about a search for individuality, it's a lot of things. But tell me a little bit about the genesis of it. I love the story shards about the, good hygiene and fighting depression by choreography and that sort of thing. So tell me a little bit about where all that came from.
Well, the basic central idea that's sort of the structure for the piece is the story of these groups of girls who came into the formerly male universities when they went co-ed, and they're really grungy and grubby and kind of barbaric. And this group of girls who transforms everything, they decide that this is terrible, And I heard this when I went back to my depressing, grungy university. There were these wonderful girls who put on perfume and dressed up and had these fantastic parties, and now everything's different. And so that was the germ of it. And then the other things are just taking things you love or hate and putting them together and generating a story that you hope will have a certain kind of richness.
Do you want to talk about it? What was his name?
Josh.
If you'd rather not talk about it, we don't have to.
No, it's okay. I keep thinking how he used to gaze at me with such love in his eyes. You know what I mean?
No, I've never actually seen that.
Just days ago, he'd gaze at me. His eyes, so blue.
He had blue eyes. So does Frank. Frank's the guy that I go out with. Otherwise, he's not conventionally good-looking, which I actually prefer. Would you describe Josh as handsome? That's a problem.
How do you think the film will be received? And we're sitting in Toronto now. It plays tonight, I think, right? It plays tonight. How do you think the audience will receive it here?
Well, I hope well. I mean, really, traditionally, Toronto has been one of the best cities for our films.
Well, we certainly love movies here. And it's been 13 years too long since we've seen one of yours.
Thanks a lot.
Remember to follow us on Twitter at Red Carpet Diary and like us on Facebook to keep up with all the comings and goings right here at the Panasonic studio at the Toronto International Film Festival.